Guys, we are all very wrong about ICP, and in this video, you're going to find out why. Over the past month, there has been a lot of content on YouTube and Twitter about ICP, but almost no one is telling the truth. So I decided to open everyone's eyes. Will ICP be able to continue its growth trend? Will we see a complete revival of the project and the entire ecosystem? And finally, how much does ICP need to reach 1 million at the peak price? Let's find out now. Recently, we have seen a lot of news in our info space about new blockchains and solutions that have taken off and are now showing their best performance in terms of price and popularity. SCI, Caspa, Manta, and so on are prime examples. But in these new narratives, we should not forget the old players in the market. As in the case of Solana, many people simply forgot about it and did not pay attention to it. At the same time, Sol surged 430%, and a lot of people are trying to jump on the bandwagon. But this is not the best idea because it is much better to look for such old coins and projects that have a huge chance to break all records. That is why I recommend you pay attention to ICP. Just look at this chart. You can see the rapid growth of TVL and volume on the ICP blockchain. Such numbers are really big for this blockchain because last year it was not very popular and was used in very narrow areas of cryptocurrency. And such changes are associated with a large influx of developers to the blockchain. We may think that this information is meaningless or unnecessary for trading, but it is not. Ethereum, the top two cryptocurrencies, holds this position precisely because of the sophistication of its ecosystem. Therefore, the number of active developers directly affects the development of the blockchain and the growth of the token price. Therefore, in my opinion, big changes are waiting for ICP. Right now, the ICP ecosystem looks quite small, but for me personally, this only makes me realize that we are still quite early in this rally, and will be able to see many X's in the near future. Besides, the blockchain itself can already offer quite good speed indicators, and no less steep transaction fees. And the project is actively developing its social networks, so it's only a matter of time before the blockchain and the token price rise accordingly. And although we have already missed a good increase in the price of ICP, I am sure that this is not the last opportunity that this project will give us. So let's move on to my prediction of the possible future price of the asset and calculate how much ICP you need to have to become a millionaire. But before that, subscribe to the channel and like it so you never miss out on great opportunities to multiply your wealth many times over.
3, 2, 1, fire!
As I mentioned before, the ICP situation reminds me a bit of other old blockchains that were once hype, then get forgotten, and start to gain momentum so fast that most crypto investors just don't have time to realize it. That is why I believe that we have as many different options as possible, based on the experience of other tokens. So let's take a look at this rather interesting chart. ICP's dominance in the cryptocurrency market has increased by 128% in the last month alone. This is a very interesting indicator because it shows the actual share of a particular token in the overall market. ICP's growing dominance indicates that it is not only growing with the market, but also outpacing it. Increasing dominance means that ICP is gaining popularity and value faster than other altcoins. The last time we saw such indicators was in 2022, just before the FTX scam, which hit ICP very hard and can be seen on the same chart. But now it makes no sense to look at the price of a token based on the FTX background. So let's move on. Now I want to take a look at the example of ADA, which made thousands of people rich in the last bull market. ICP is now at roughly the same stage as ADA at the end of 2020 because the project is in the accumulation zone, has great technology, and the total market cap is around $5 billion. By the way, you can easily see this in the same market dominance chart. Then we saw a rapid surge from the bottom to new all-time highs. The ADA market cap literally grew more than 15 times and the token price showed an increase of 2,300%. Cardano received a lot of support from various influencers and the community itself. The project itself developed very rapidly, which allowed it to reach quite good heights and change the cryptocurrency market. That is why I believe that it will be quite correct to estimate such a scenario for ICP. ICP can easily reach 9x the current price in the coming years, just like ADA did in its time. 9x is $98.28, so to reach $1 million, you need to buy 10,175 ICP tokens at the current price, which will cost you $111,000. A huge amount, especially if you consider it to be an investment in one asset. I cannot recommend such a strategy and such investments to anyone, because putting all your eggs in one basket is equivalent to not insuring yourself against unforeseen situations, as it once happened with FTX. And I suggest moving on to a more realistic scenario because now we have seen an unambitious option for price growth. I think ICP has a much more interesting technology than Cardano, so it has more potential for further growth. And in terms of its history, ICP reminds me more of Solana. Initially, both projects went through hard times, dropping more than 80% from their highs. Then came the FTX scam and the opening of the case against Sam Bankman-Fried. And as you can see from the chart, these assets began a rather unpleasant and painful downtrend. All these events had a pretty bad effect not only on Solana, but also on ICP, because FTX was constantly manipulating the token and never missed an opportunity to make money on it. And now we can see how Solana started its revival. It took about 320 days, after which it started to grow quite rapidly from $17 to a high of $125. In my opinion, this was only possible due to the constant work of the team, despite the FTX scam, poor market conditions, and other distractions. And as I said, ICP is in the same situation now, but it took a little over a year to get back on track. At one point, ICP even grew to the levels that we see at the beginning of the second quarter of 2022. And that shows the real strength of the project, that it is incremental and it is just starting to gain momentum. So I think it is quite realistic to see ICP at $170, which is 15.5 times the current level. Finally, I don't see any obstacle for Solana to reach the old all-time high in terms of market cap. In this case, you need 5,882 ICP to become a millionaire. And it will cost you $64,235 if you buy ICP at current prices. This is a good result, and it was my realistic prediction, so now I suggest we move on to a more bullish option. As I said before, Ethereum, the largest altcoin, the top two of the market, was once able to reach its heights thanks to the technology and a large number of developers who wanted to build their projects on this blockchain. So, if the ICP blockchain can offer even more interesting technologies, I am sure that the number of active developers will increase significantly. If we see at least half of the performance of Ethereum, the growth of the ICP ecosystem is inevitable. Although it is very unlikely that Internet Computer will be able to grow to the current Ethereum ecosystem in the near future, I believe that it is quite possible to approach the size of the previous bull. So in this case, we can estimate the approximate market cap for such a development. Let me remind you that this is a bullish option with very ambitious goals, so I see X50 to 60 from the current token price. And if we take into account such numbers, then to make $1 million profit, you need to buy 1,666 ICP, which at the current price is 18,233. This is exactly how much you need to invest now if you are willing to go the long way and hold the coin for a very long time. And I want to remind you that this video is by no means financial advice, just my thoughts and calculations. And that's it. Subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on coin growth and new trends. Thanks for watching. Your Coin Post.